Each week at this time we do something called a community moment, where we invite someone from the Oasis community to get up and share kind of a thought for the day. It's kind of a 10-minute or less. Sometimes it's the story of your journey to free thought. Sometimes it's kind of a life experience you've had or a topic you're passionate about. We've had incredible community moments on all kinds of topics because there's such a diversity of talent and thought and ideas in this crowd, and we're all about kind of bringing the diversity of voices to the table. Today we have someone who I think is your second community moment, so welcome back, Manon Lavoie.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
So this morning, Patrick walked to me and said, well, I don't know why they never tell us what the community moment will be about. And I told Patrick, well, last night at 11:30, I still didn't know. But I sort of kind of had an idea of what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to talk to you about two kids that I've been working with, because as an author, I work with a lot of teenagers. These two kids are no kids. They're not kids anymore. They're 18. The first one of which grew up in a very conservative family, a family of 3 kids and 2 parents. They're still together. And this kid started to talk to me in November, and don't underestimate the help you can give those kids if they just talk to you. Okay, I'm going to say that to you guys because this kid started to talk to me in November, and he said to me, I'm gay, and I didn't tell my parents, and nobody knows. He said to me, he lives in a very conservative Christian family where gays and lesbians and everybody who's different is not accepted. So we talked, and at some point in time I said, listen, he said to me, I want to come out. I want to tell them. I want to be me. He's 17. He was 17 at the time. He wanted to be himself. He couldn't. And he said to me, if I come out, they'll kick me out. And I told him, I said, if they kick you out, pick up your phone, I'll come and pick you up, and you can live with me. Okay. I know it's a little bit, but it gave him courage. And he did came out just before Christmas. And I had seen him before Christmas, before he came out, and you would see him, he was like this, like uncomfortable, not talking, and awkward. And I saw him after he came out in March, and he was laid back, outgoing, I'm gay and proud, right? And I was like, whoa, I absolutely love this. What have you done with you? And it's so, just because somebody was there and say, if you tell your parents and they kick you out, call me. He had the courage to go out and say something. The other kid I deal with is another kid with 3 children and family. He's the oldest. The first one was the oldest too. Parents still together, goes to church, been to that church. I know how it is over there. And he's a kid who is very closed, very not talking about what's going on with him. His parents don't know anything about him. It's kind of funny. And one day he just started to talk to me after 6 months of talking about space shuttles and things that had absolutely nothing to do with who he was. And he started talking to me at some point in time. I said to him, listen, whatever you're going to talk to me about, whatever you're going to say, it's not going to change the way I see you. Whoa. Things started to happen then. I started to have questions about girls, which he's not gay, that one. I mean, how many 18-year-olds are going to ask you about girls? I'm like, okay. And then he asked me this question about the girl, right smack in the middle of a long 1-foot ran text message about Donald Trump. In the middle, I had a line that says, how am I going to get this girl? I'm like, wait a second, back up, what? I was not expecting this one. So we've been talking a lot, and of course I've been helping him with these girl issues, which it's kind of very interesting. But you see the religious upbringing. You see I cannot hug somebody because I'm 18 and I'm not married. I'm like, dude, you're 18, you're in high school, that's what happens. And all the things that he puts himself barriers and cannot walk and move forward because of his religious upbringing. And it's so sad. And now, very recently, he texted me and he said, I had a book lunch because I think a lot of you know I write. And he came to me after the book lunch and he said, were there gay people there? I'm like, yeah, there was quite a few. And he said to me, I'm uncomfortable. He said, I cannot understand. There's nothing to understand. Some guys like girls with red hair and they won't see any other girls.
Yay!
And that's what it is. Gay people, like, people from the same sex, they are, and there's nothing to understand. And the only, still laughing there, but it's sad, it's okay, it makes humor and all this, because it's pretty sad, really. When an 18-year-old comes to you, and you would think, with the media and the society we live in, unfortunately, we would think, yeah, let's think about this for a minute. Trump, Cruz, yeah, right. But we would think that they go to high school, they see gay people, and unless gay people are hiding, which it's very highly possible, and they're not comfortable. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to help this kid? What can I do? And I realized that for me to help him is for me to accept and preach by example. I cannot tell him, really, I cannot say that because I'm going to shut him out, right? But it's just me talking to him and having no issues with it. I'm hoping that someday, the example is going to make a difference. So all that to say, we all have teens in our lives. I hope you do, because they're really, really enriching my life. When they come and talk to you, just listen to them, because, they are coming from backgrounds with religious upbringing. They are coming with backgrounds of, they do not know what to think outside of this box. And they know the box is not right. They know. And they're trying to fit in there, and they're like, why can I not be me? Unfortunately for me, in the first example, this one doesn't go to church anymore. In the second example, this one still goes to church, and that's probably where he is this morning. So, but at the same time, you really see those kids struggling to be who they are. And of course, look at the political rhetoric right now. It's compounding the issue, to no end. So this is my thought of the day. Teens are, they may take 6 months to come to you and talk to you about girls, but they eventually will if you have a really listening ear. And it's not because you're not family. If you're family, if you're mom and dad, they won't talk to you. I can tell you right now. In my first example, the mom called me and said, oh, we're so happy he's talking to somebody. Yeah, he's talking to me, and even when his mom's talking to me about him, I'm like, you're not talking to the same, about the same kid I know. So all that to say, don't underestimate the influence you can have on somebody's life. And, don't get in a religious debate with them either, because that's going to blow in your face. But if you just listen, your example is enough. So with this last thought, because I think I did not do 9 minutes and 37 seconds today, I do have my book with me. It's a young adult romance. So if you want one, contemporary coming of age romance with a touch of paranormal, whew, that's a mouthful. But if you want one, please come in. Thank you.